don't know if it's just the trades, but when you acquire Trae Young and Anthony Davis in the better part of a month, it catches your attention.
It catches a lot of people's attention.
And when you consider what the Wiz gave up for those two All-Stars, it really catches your attention. Because they gave away the equivalent of like a Subway turkey sandwich. You know what I mean? Like the stuff they gave away has some use, but it ain't a steak.
Jeff and Mike Bryan.
Yeah. Damn. That was cold-blooded, B. They didn't give up
Stretch and
like a steak dinner here.
And
it was a turkey sub from Subway is good. You know what I mean? Might cost you $7. You can have it for lunch and you're okay.
Yeah. But
like it's not a Valentine's Day dinner at Capitol Grill. You know what I'm saying?
Not socks.
It's not socks.
Yeah.
They did not give it. Lauren saw the Instagram posts about the socks yesterday from the 106.7 account.
And what she said.
And she pointed out to me that apparently I had forgotten this. Apparently this isn't the first time I've given her socks for Valentine's Day.
You've given her socks before? And you didn't know that? And you followed up on something that she told you wasn't good the first time?
I think pay off the weed. Back to the NBA front offices.
What the hell, Jay?
I've been paying way more attention to the NBA because I'm intrigued, excited by the Wiz Young nucleus.
I am.
Then you add Trae Young and you add Anthony Davis, and I'm very intrigued and I'm excited by these guys. And
with
for
the
a while,
possibilities.
the Winger Dawkins group, we just had to kind of buy in because of their reputations.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm starting to see something that I'm really buying into that's a lot more tangible. I think they're going to lose a lot of games for the next 2 months, but I'm cool with that, right?
It's just like playing cards, man. If you're a guy who's very skilled at playing cards, you can make some things happen, and people going to believe in what you're saying. Still.
Totally. So Jeff found us a good article from CBS Sports ranking the best front offices in the NBA. And to me, it's super obvious who's at the top of the list. The defending champs, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah.
There's no debate about what they built, how they built it, the assets they still have going forward.
Isn't a lot of those guys here, though?
Dawkins came from OKC.
Yeah.
And one of the coolest things, I was at the Trae Young presser, is that Dawkins said, so Trae Young played his college ball at Oklahoma, I believe, for the Sooners. He's from OKC. And Dawkins said, he's like, man, I lived in Oklahoma City a long time. When you're a hoop head like I am, you know the local high school stars. He's like, I've known Trae Young since he was 16. So there's a depth to that relationship.
There you go.
So the Thunder have the best front office, period.
Hands down.
I think that's Presti, right? I think you got to include Boston in the conversation.
Yeah.
Especially, I saw this as I think sadly, a first take topic. But if Boston does get Tatum back, B, you think they're a threat to win the East?
Yeah.
Like, they're the 2 seed in the East right now without Tatum.
Yeah.
That's pretty
that
damn
says
impressive.
Everything you need to know right there.
The top of the East, too, I think, apologies to our friend Tarek Freeman, like until I see Detroit make a deep playoff run, I'm not going to buy Detroit making a deep playoff run.
All right.
I mean, they're the 1 seed in the East by a pretty healthy margin. They're 4 games up on the Celtics and the Knicks. I guess 5 games up. But, like, the Cavs trading for James Harden, no thanks. Like, the Sixers, the Magic, like...
The Sixers seem like they just lost their way, dog.
They seem like they stayed lost.
Yeah. I'm saying that's why sometimes that when people learn how to lose, bro.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing.
So these rankings, Thunder 1, obviously. Celtics 2. And the Celtics doing what they're doing right now without Tatum, and Tatum maybe possibly coming back, pretty damn interesting. I'm reading now. Last May, the Celtics were staring down a $500 million payroll with their historic repeater tax bill factored in. They've since managed to not only get below the second apron, but duck the luxury tax entirely without giving away a single first-round pick to do it. Yes, that's just saving the owner money, but guess what? Owners care about saving money, and it affects their willingness to spend later. So the Celtics are in a good position long-term. We'll kind of see what happens there. I don't agree with this one. They rank Houston at number 3. Is that going to work with Durant and Şengün?
But they have some good. They got talent over there, But I would ask the question: what has Houston won?
Not since Sam Cassell was running around.
I'm saying,
showing the world his what.
I understand what they've acquired, but where's the track record of them putting it together and winning something over the last how many years?
Weren't they the 1 seed last year? Or the play-in tournament in the West would actually be pretty damn compelling. It'd be So how does it work? The 9 plays the 10, right? So it'd be Portland versus the Clippers, and then they play the 8, I think, and the 7. Maybe the 7 plays the 10, and the 8 plays the 9. I'm not sure I buy Houston that high. Where do you think, we're going to have to scroll a bit here, certainly. Where do you think Washington's front office ranks?
They're going to be around, I'm going to go 18.
Okay. They do not crack the top 10. 9 is Philly, 10 is the Timberwolves. Not top 13, 14. What'd you say, 18?
Mm-hmm.
If you got this right.
I said 18.
No, that's the Clippers.
Clippers 18?
Yeah.
And they're still going?
I got to really scroll.
They're in the 20s?
22.
Woo!
And they knocked them down. In July, they were 18th. I'm reading now from CBSSports.com. The obvious parallel for Washington right now is Utah. Both teams owe out top 8 protected first-round picks in June's draft. Both teams have had to make the most of unfortunate lottery luck in recent drafts. We know all about that. Both teams stepped on the accelerator at this year's trade deadline, with Utah adding Jaren Jackson and Washington adding both Trae Young and Anthony Davis. That's where the similarities end. Utah gets a benefit of the doubt through Danny Ainge that Washington's less experienced front office hasn't earned, especially in light of what Deni Avdija has become in Portland. That is part of this conversation. Trading away Deni looks, he just made an all-star team. He's been killing it for the Blazers, rather. That is a strike for this front office. Gotta state that one.
We'll see.
The Jazz already had an all-star in place in Lauri Markkanen when they took their big deadline step. The Wizards didn't, and their young players aren't as far along as Utah's. At full strength, the Jazz look ready to compete for a playoff spot next year. This is where it gets a little more interesting. The writer says, I'm fairly skeptical about the Wizards will be able to do the same. The basic idea of the Young trade made some sense. They badly needed an offensive organizer to help their young players take the next step developmentally. He doesn't have to be a long-term piece. Washington could see how this plays out on his expiring deal next year. But Davis, independent of his waning durability, just didn't look like the same player for Dallas that he did for Los Angeles. His free throw rate and efficiency were way down with the Mavericks. Young should set him up for easier looks, as he took far too many jumpers for Dallas, but he's about to be 33. Some decline was inevitable. He's still very good defensively. He's not the game-altering force he once was. There's something to be said for getting good players for minimal asset expenditures. Young was a cap dump, and the 2 picks Washington surrendered for Davis were mostly inconsequential for a deal of this scale. And if he stays healthy, it's possible the Wizards could flip him for better value later. I agree with all that. What version of Anthony Davis do you think showed up to Dallas?
The one that was kind of pissed and didn't want to play?
I think they got IDGAF.
Like you said, the injuries were way smaller than what the pistivity was. Say it like that.
Agreed, dude.
Yeah.
The only thing that is questionable, and I've heard the skeptics say this, like they were doing the patient rebuild thing and then they just randomly hit the accelerator. What does that mean? So I don't know what it means, but
I don't know if they randomly hit the accelerator because when you're rebuilding, how long are you going to rebuild? For 24 years? I mean, they've been rebuilding. You're still, in a sense, rebuilding. You got 2 veterans, a bunch of young guys, and you still got a hell of a pick in the draft, a position in the draft to pick. You still can move forward. It's not like they all of a sudden said, hey, let's go get 5 veterans.
If they get one of these studs,
yes.
If you can get if you get a top 5 pick, man, that kid Caleb Wilson from Carolina, have you watched him?
I looked at the top 6 they were showing last night. That list is starting to grow, bro. Dude's starting to play now.
That kid from Illinois?
Yeah.
Like, now I don't know how that dude works with Trae Young, but maybe flip Trae Young. I don't know. But, like, there are ballers out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm choosing optimism with the Wizards. And I've rooted for this team my entire life. Calbert Chaney, you the man, you the man. Like, the Bullets/Wizards are the team of my life. And frankly, there haven't been that many optimistic moments. My favorite team ever was Rod Strickland, Juwan Howard, Chris Webber. That was 30 years ago.
Damn, long time, Jay.
I'm choosing to be optimistic right now.
Yeah.
I like what they're doing. And if Trae or AD hits, they're not going to be ranked 22nd anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody going.
And you understand, they don't have the benefit of the doubt.
Right. But I might give it to them here, right now.